Gold. We are getting close to that buying opportunity in gold that I mentioned in the previous video on precious metals, but we aren't there yet. We are getting close to it, but first let's have a look at the US dollar. Zooming out a little bit, it looks like the US dollar has finished its intermediate cycle over here in mid-July, and perhaps we are now in the beginning of a new intermediate cycle. After all, the 14-day RSI came to the record lows since late 2020, and this intermediate cycle has been going on for 162 days. The average duration is around half a year, so it's likely that we have seen the intermediate cycle low nearly a month ago. Dollar is now pushing higher into the first daily cycle of a new intermediate cycle. So there is still some potential for continued strength in the US dollar, perhaps in the shorter term. The daily cycle has been going on for 26 days. Usually they last for around a couple of months. And while over the last week or so the upward momentum in the US dollar has slowed down a little bit, it might be creating some sort of a triangle over here. Triangles usually are a continuation pattern. Dollar has been going up with a measured move based on the height of this triangle, so perhaps just one more push higher, perhaps a poke above the Bollinger Bands before this daily cycle in the US dollar tops. That's going to be something similar to what happened at the beginning of the first daily cycle of the previous intermediate cycle. The initial rally to the top of the Bollinger Bands and one more push higher for a multiple poke before sliding down. Hence, for gold, we are getting pretty close to that buying opportunity. I still think that we have likely seen the intermediate cycle in gold at the end of June, meaning that gold probably is not going to break below that late June low. So while a lower low isn't extremely likely, it still can happen with, say, perhaps about 30% chance that will give us the end of that intermediate cycle starting from March, before gold rallies into a new intermediate cycle. But with a 70% chance, I expect gold to turn around somewhere around this 200-day moving average without breaking to new lows and continue this ongoing rally into a new intermediate cycle. On silver though, I often get questions about silver, and my frequent response is that it usually follows gold. While it does follow gold, volatility is clearly higher, so we might actually see silver break to new lows, forming this slightly longer intermediate cycle before following gold higher into a new intermediate cycle. So a lot depends on the US dollar right now. If it breaks convincingly below this 50-day moving average, that might be a sign to get back into such vehicles as say GDX, GDXJ, which, as I mentioned in one of the previous videos, I sold for a very modest profit, around 3% or so. But while I'm not holding those ETFs, I am still always on a lookout for some of the gems, some of the junior miners that are likely to provide your portfolio with that additional torque to the upside once precious metals finally break to new all-time highs. So for details on those junior miner gems, follow us at myfinancesteacher.org. And in the meantime, while we are waiting for dollar to show us the direction, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and tell us what you think about the precious metals down in the comments below. Have a nice day. Bye bye.